Genesis 45. Then Joseph could not restrain himself any longer before those who stood by him, and he called out, "Cause every man to go out from me." So no one stood there with Joseph while he made himself known to his brothers. And he wept and sobbed aloud, and the Egyptians who had just left him heard it, and the household of Pharaoh heard about it. And Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" And his brothers could not reply, for they were distressingly disturbed and dismayed at the startling realization that they were in his presence. And Joseph said to his brothers, "Come near to me, I pray you." And they did so. And he said, "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. But now do not be distressed and disheartened, or vexed and angry with yourselves because you sold me here, for God sent me ahead of you to preserve life. For these 2 years the famine has been in the land, and there are still 5 more years in which there will neither be plowing nor harvest. God sent me before you to preserve for you a posterity, and to continue a remnant on the earth, to save your lives by a great escape, and to save for you many survivors. So now it was not you who sent me here, but God. And he has made me a father to Pharaoh, and a lord of all his house, and a ruler over all the land of Egypt. Hurry and go up to my father, and tell him, your son Joseph says this to you. God has put me in charge of all Egypt. Come down to me. Do not delay. You will live in the land of Goshen, and you will be close to me, you and your children and your grandchildren, your flocks, your herds, and all you have. There I will sustain and provide for you, so that you and your household and all that are yours may not come to poverty and want, for there are yet 5 more years of this scarcity, hunger, and starvation of famine. Now notice, your own eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin can see that I am talking to you personally in your language and not through an interpreter. And you shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that you have seen, and you shall hurry and bring my father down here. And he fell on his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept on his neck. Moreover, he kissed all of his brothers and wept upon them, and after that his brothers conversed with him. When the report was heard in Pharaoh's house that Joseph's brothers had come, it pleased Pharaoh and his servants well. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers this: load your animals and return to the land of Canaan, and get your father and your households and come to me. And I will give you the best in the land of Egypt, and that you will live on the fat of the land. And therefore command them, saying, You do this: take wagons from the land of Egypt for your little ones and for your wives, and bring your father and come. Also do not look with regret or concern upon your goods, for the best of all the land of Egypt is yours." And the sons of Israel did so. And Joseph gave them wagons as the order of Pharaoh permitted, and gave them provisions for the journey. To each of them he gave changes of raiment, but to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of raiment. And to his father he sent as follows: 10 donkeys loaded with the goods of things of Egypt, and 10 she-donkeys laden with grain, bread, and nourishing food and provision for his father, to supply all those who were with him on the way. So he sent his brothers away, and they departed. And they said to him, "See that you do not disagree, get excited or quarrel along the road." So they went up out of Egypt, and came to the land of Canaan to Jacob their father. And they said to him, "Joseph is still alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt." And Jacob's heart began to stop beating, and he almost fainted, for he did not believe them. But when they told him all the words of Joseph which he had said to them, and when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived, and warmth and life returned. And Israel said, "It is enough. Joseph my son is still alive. I will go and see him before I die."